Call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai Shalom to the house of David, the 144,000, and the one-third men, women, and children that part of the elect, or you will tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelite foreigners scattered in the four corners of the earth, confusion in the faces, speaking the different tongues. It's gonna come back to the full as part of the church. Basically, this is Trump, man. Trump blasts his Australian Prime Minister and threatens to invade Mexico. Because Mexico's bucking up and saying, yo, we ain't paying for that fucking wall, fuck you. So Trump's like, alright, fuck you, we're gonna send in troops. So hey man, Eagle face Trump. He's making moves quick. Quick, man. Things are moving real quick, man.
And dangerous president in history is very busily trying to turn our closest allies into enemies. He, of course, doesn't know that because he doesn't know who our closest allies are.
Hey, the scriptures say that the enemies are going to turn, so-called friends, these allies of America, are going to turn on America, man. America's allies are going to turn on them. Even Britain, the mother of America, going to turn on America, man.
And he is completely oblivious to how offensive and foolish he has been in his recent phone calls with foreign leaders. The Associated Press reported today that Donald Trump threatened to send U.S. troops to Mexico to stop, quote, bad hombres down there, end quote. He said that on his phone call with the Mexican president last week. Separately, the Washington Post reported today that Donald Trump, their word, blasted the Australian Prime Minister over his request that the United States honor an Obama administration pledge to take in a group of refugees. And the president told the Australian Prime Minister, quote, this was the worst call by far. There's the President of the United States doing reviews of your performance in his phone calls. If you're a foreign leader, he will tell you at the end just how bad.
Look at the pride of Trump's face. Trump got that eagle face. He ain't lying. Apostle Bar said he got an eagle face. It's true. He's that guy, man. The Most High got a sense of humor, man. He's that guy, man. Obadiah, eagle face Trump. Eagle face. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high. That saving his heart, who shall bring me down? You devils think you're never gonna go down. Trump is proud, boy. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, he looks like eagle face. And though thou hast set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So Trump is downfall, you Edomites, is your pride, man. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed at the end, that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy fines against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So yeah, man, you're going to be cut off forever, man. You devils are going to slavery, man. This the guy, man. It's him. Most I got a sense of humor, man. Eagle face Trump, man. He's gonna bring this third world war.
You've done. Then Donald Trump's attention span snapped at that point in the phone call. What was supposed to be a 1-hour phone call with a full agenda of issues ended after only 25 minutes, leaving most of the issues on our agenda with Australia completely ignored. Joining us now, E.J. Dion, columnist for the Washington Post and MSNBC political analyst. Also with us, Ken Vogel.
Hey, those that were peace with you had deceived you, man. America's allies gonna turn on America.
Investigative reporter for Politico. And Ken, as a chief investigative reporter for Politico, you've got to be looking at these leaks.
Yeah, nuclear war is coming, man. Nuclear war.
Are very clearly from the White House with awe and hope for more.
We are salivating, and in fact, we hear that the term that has been used to describe the situation now in the White House, the comparison, which is not too different from what we heard on the campaign, is it's like the Lord of the Flies in there. It's not even factions of people.
Eagle face Trump. Yeah, he look like a fucking eagle, man.
Necessarily, though we certainly see a little bit of that with the Reince Priebus establishment faction and the Steve Bannon sort of populist faction. It's every person for themselves. There's a lot of animosity. There's a lot of just bad feeling in there, and a lot of it stems from the top. This is the sort of culture that Donald Trump has had in organizations that he's run, and then also there's some concern because Donald Trump, the way that he's comported himself as president, leaves the potential for a lot of people to sort of take the fall. and we hear that he watches his surrogate's performance and his White House aide's performance on TV, and frequently will call them after the fact and say, give them a critique, much as we heard with the Australian Prime Minister of their performance. So it's certainly a reporter's paradise at this point.
EJ, the astonishing thing about the leaks is that they include snippets of the transcripts of these phone calls that could only come from the White House. And let's listen to the Australian Prime Minister's reaction to this news tonight.
I've seen that report, and I'm not going to comment on the conversation other than to say that in the course of the conversation, as you know, and as was confirmed by the President's official spokesman in the White House, the President assured me that he would continue with, honour the agreement we entered into with the Obama administration with respect to refugee resettlement.
EJ, if you listen carefully, that functions as a confirmation for the reports, because that is what the reports indicate about what was agreed to in the phone call. He could have easily said, no, Donald Trump didn't hang up after 25 minutes of what was supposed to be an hour call. He could have easily said, no, Donald Trump didn't say this is the worst phone call he's had with a foreign leader. Could have easily denied the contents of these reports. He didn't deny a word of the reports.
Right, and so you're exactly right, and this is really madness. I mean, Australia is one of our closest friends in the world. Our alienating Australia would be like Donald Trump alienating Jared Kushner. I mean, Barney Franks likes to say your base are the people who are with you when you're wrong, and Australia's stuck with us through everything. President Obama made it under the Obama administration. There was a deal to take, I think it's about 1,200 refugees. And on the same day this story by my colleague Phil Rucker broke, the State Department confirmed that, yes, Australia is a close ally. We're going to keep this deal.
Yeah, that sign behind him says valid. I don't know if you can see it. It says valid behind it. With you devils, you're not valid, man. Yeah, I was shy. He's the man of valor, man. Ultimate man of valor. In the house of David, the man of valor. Now you devils.
As a close ally, we're going to keep this deal. And then this story from Donald Trump of this conversation comes out. I mean, I don't know if we're going to have any friends left in the world if he stays at it like this. It just makes no sense at all.
And Ken, you can imagine that people in the White House who were disturbed by those phone calls, basically on the methods that we've heard in the past, might have concluded the only way to get Donald Trump to start behaving on these calls is to leak this stuff so that we talk about it on TV. And then he sees why you shouldn't talk this way on these phone calls.
Yeah, certainly there is this idea that is the way to reach him, that he is a voracious consumer of cable news, television news generally, and that he's maybe paying more attention to what people say on TV than his own aides are telling him. I will tell you, Lawrence and EJ, that I have heard that from folks who have seen some of these transcripts of other calls, that they are potentially explosive. And so I think that there is certainly interest in seeing, for instance, what President Trump said to Vladimir Putin, and whether that transcript leaks or not. We are going to continue to sort of push for this, and there is interest in the White House and in these other countries. I mean, let's not forget the transcript of the Mexican conversation. Well, that was actually reported on by the Mexican press, who called it a humiliating sort of confrontation with the Mexican president. Obviously, that call was actually set up to sort of make nice and make peace after some of these back and forth over who's going to pay for the wall. Obviously, that type of
no peace but war, man.
Conversation is not going to accomplish that goal.
DJ Dion and Ken Vogel, thank you both for joining us tonight. Appreciate it.
Good to be with you,
Lawrence.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC.
Hey, you said peace, right? Let me bring out the scripture. Luke 12 and 49. I am come to send fire on earth, and what will I if I already be kindled? There's gonna be revolution, buildings on fire, wars in the streets. It'll be fires. That's what happens in revolutions, man. Civil war, race wars. But I am baptized to be baptized with how I straighten till it be accomplished. Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth. I tell you nay, but rather division. So the Lord's not coming to bring peace, you know? Though they say peace and safety and then sudden destruction come up fall upon them. And destruction's coming, man. It's evident. It's evident, man. Trump, man, is the guy, man. Trump's that guy, man. Eagle face Trump, Obadiah face, man. That's him. Also, I got a sense of humor too, man. I used to think it was Obama's gonna be the last president, but Donald Trump coming in, this is it, man. This is it, man. Days are speeding up too, man. The days are speeding up.